Welcome back, folks! Hope you're having a great week. I have a very special train engine for us to review this week. It's big and bold and red, and it's the Katy theme. Need I say more? We are going to run it, talk about it, and I'm going to tell you how to get it. This is a custom, one-of-a-kind MTH Premier Union Pacific Challenger in the Katy Heritage paint scheme. I feel like this train was just made for the channel. This engine is only available from my friends at the Train Loft. They're out of North Carolina, and I will link their site below. Time for some fast freight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I got this train by accident. Let me explain. I went to the big train show last week in York, PA, and I had no plans to buy anything. Just a browsing kind of day. Greatest lie ever told. I'm walking the halls and I see this bright red steam engine sitting in a booth that belonged to the Train Loft. Great store. I walked by it at first, glanced over, and then had to turn around and walk by it again, and then again. And then I looked more closely and realized that this is a fully loaded MTH Premier Challenger, sporting none other than the Katy Heritage paint scheme. I also found out that there were only 4 of them left at the time. Well, the rest is history, and now there's only 3 of them left. I couldn't help myself. So I made it to the York train show, and of course, I ended up having to get a train. And it's big. And I'm gonna see if I can sweet talk these guys into letting me run it on their modular layout. All right, he opened the gate, so he's gonna let me in. It's probably a bad idea. I have infiltrated the layout, and now we're gonna run this engine. This thing is cool. You're gonna get one, Eric?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he says. He'll buy like 8 of them. There it is. I'm so happy. I had heard of this engine when the Train Loft announced it, and I had received a bunch of messages from folks who thought that this was an official RBP custom run engine. It's not, but it sure fits our scheme, like serendipity. This locomotive is actually the second Heritage paint scheme that the Train Loft has applied to a scale steam engine. The Train Loft made a number of other custom runs on steam engines like their Triplex. Check them out on the website. The Challenger has always been one of my favorite articulated steam engines. The Union Pacific is just known for its powerful fleet of engines. Challenger hit the scene in 1936, following the performance issues of the 412-2 steam engine, another engine we've looked at before. At this point, the Union Pacific was looking for a strong engine, capable of delivering freight as fast as possible. And Challenger was the answer, although I think this red Challenger looks faster than its real-life counterpart. This massive machine could haul trains at speeds up to 70 miles an hour. And this was a big stretch compared to the sluggish 45 miles an hour on the 412-2. Let's run ours at 70 miles an hour. Scale miles an hour, that is. Come on there, slow-mo. You can do it. Ah, come on. Challenger says, get out of the way. You tried. You tried 412-2, you really did. Challenger would ultimately be used for both freight and passenger trains. There's actually a matching set of cars for this beauty. I only walked away with the engine at York, so you may be able to get the cars before I do. They make for one epic looking train. Here's a picture of what the cars look like. I feel like we can't talk about Challenger without also talking about the Union Pacific Big Boy. Challenger paved the way for the Big Boy. And Big Boy has been a fan favorite in O-gauge and model railroading for a long time. And of course, with its recent renaissance due to its restoration, it just reigns as the king of steam. You can see the MTH Challenger sitting next to the Lionel Big Boy. In real life, they're relatively close in size, with Big Boy being slightly longer due to the larger wheel arrangement. Between the locomotive and tender, Big Boy is over 132 feet long. Challenger, with locomotive and tender, is shorter at about 122 feet, give or take. Even the models are relatively close in size. The paint job on this Challenger is based on the Katy Heritage diesel that runs in real life, the Union Pacific 1988. That's right here on this SD70 Ace. The tender is my favorite part. This engine ships with smoke deflectors. I like it both ways. Without them, you can really see the details on the front of the boiler. But they also add something when they're on. So much red. Glancing at the train, you can see all of the details that you'd find on a Premier model. You can see it sports the MKT badge on the cab, and it features the same color palette that you'd find on the real Heritage scheme engine. The stripes on the tender, though, that is my favorite part. Second to that would be these silver drivers, because they really just pop when the engine's moving. It doesn't matter if it's going slow or if it's going fast. These silver drivers show a lot of dramatic motion. This type of motion is always the most exciting part of the mechanical side of O-gauge model railroading, but on these really big steam engines, it is just so much more defined. This engine is equipped with the MTH DCS Proto 3 system, so it has all of the top-line features and sounds, speed control, effects, fan-driven smoke, and the whistle smoke effect. MTH smoke output really is the best. I rolled our train into the full frame so you could see all the cool colors on this thing. This one also has the quillable whistle, which is really neat. And you use this little thumb wheel to do this. And you can see that the smoke is coming out of the smoking whistle as I do it. Different sounding whistle on this one, which means we have a new contender to take on our reigning champion, the Vision Line Big Boy. It's time for the whistle battle. Today's contenders, the MTH Premier Katy Challenger, taking on our reigning champion, the Lionel Vision Line Union Pacific 4014 Big Boy. It's going to be tough. Let's start with our contender.
Down the line.
Pretty good. And now the Big Boy. That one's hard to beat. Let's try it again. MTH. And Big Boy. Let me know who won the whistle battle, MTH Challenger or the Lionel Big Boy. Leave me a comment. Thanks again to the great team at the Train Loft for dreaming up this excellent model. Check out the Train Loft's website. They'll ship it right to your door. And let me know what you think of this custom Heritage Union Pacific Challenger. As always, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's been supporting this channel. My name is Chris, and this is RBP Trains. We'll see you next time.